Hey guys, today is not my normal video, but I have to get something off my chest. This is a confessional. It's the most epic confessional I've ever given ever in my life, ever, like ever in a million years, ever. And I've been doing this for 3 years, expressing all my bullshit online for the whole world to see. 3 years, and this one takes the cake. Speaking of cake, the reason I'm talking about this is because I don't want to keep eating cake to shove this down. The amount of calories I have consumed in the last 3 days because of cinnamon rolls, it should be a crime. And it honestly, I think, is in a few countries. So I'm not going to shove this down anymore. I'm going to talk about it. It's very embarrassing. Well, it's not even embarrassing. It's scary. It's like, yeah, no, it's terrifying. Let me pray. Honey, I need to pray. I need to pray, okay, about a lot of things in my life, okay? But I ask Archangel Michael to please be with me as I confess some things. Last night, I had a lucid dream with my twin flame, and it was alarming, not because of him, but because I realized there are dark forces in this world that are putting together this whole, like, guys, it is technically a conspiracy theory until it's proven right. The whole, okay, I talked about this a year ago or something, but I'm starting to really suspect some things. Have you ever heard of alien love bite? Well, it's this conspiracy that there are dark forces that are meddling in twin flame connections, but the hypothesis is that your twin is really someone else. But these dark nefarious forces put together these connections in an attempt to keep you trapped from knowing your real true twin flame. Now, I'm not sure technically that I am wrong about who he is. I think he is my twin, to be honest. I'm almost 1,000% sure, but there's like this, like, oh, I don't know. It's whatever. I don't give a shit about labels anymore. I basically just care about my health and well-being and my mental stability. So yesterday, I opened my heart to the most beautiful, generous, loving, kind person I've ever met in my entire life. I have a soulmate, and I also have a twin flame. And I opened my heart yesterday. I fully accepted it in the 3D. I started like consciously saying, like, okay, love is real, and I'm going to accept it. I'm going to accept love because well, why not? The soul wants to be loved. It wants to be nurtured. It wants to love someone else. So I've been single for 3.5 years. I think it's about time. So I let it in. I completely allowed myself to fall madly in love with this God from a different planet, basically. This person is very much real. They're very much alive. They're very much in the 3D. They're very much amazing and adorable and just, oh my God, flawless. They're very much, into me. It's really cool. I'm like, all right. I'm picking up what you're putting down. Okay, I like the vibes. And cue World War III. After I accepted it all day yesterday, I mean, I'm talking like the entire day. I laid in bed. Well, not the whole day. I didn't lay in bed. But I didn't work at all yesterday. I took the day off. I got my shit around in my house, and I started like working on myself. And I'm like, you know what? It is about time that I open my heart. So I did. And then I had an astral projection / lucid dream / whatever the fuck it's called. I don't know. Well, I mean, I do know. The 4D is the astral plane, and it's right above us. It's right above the 3D plane, right? But that's not only a plane of good. There's also, it's a plane of evil as well. There's good and evil in both dimensions. Anyway, what's been happening, I guess, and I'm becoming more and more aware of it, because the more you accept love, the more the curse breaks, which is really a curse, which is really a spell, which is really subconscious programming, which is really limited mindset. Guys, it's all the same thing. I started to become conscious in my dream last night. I became consciously aware that my twin flame was there. The one I talked about from yesterday is not my twin flame. Absolutely not. I mean, I don't think so. But again, I don't care about labels. That's not really why I'm making this fucking video. I'm making this because I need to stop eating my weight in cinnamon buns. So I had this moment where I became lucid in the dream. It was like there were people around me in the dream telling me, wake up, wake up. And so my consciousness, I shifted, my consciousness, I came to, you know what I mean? Like, have you ever had one of those lucid dreams, a moment of lucidity where you're just like, whoa, where am I? That's exactly what happened. And I realized my twin flame was right in front of me. And I was like, oh, what's this? Like, what happened here? But I wasn't actually questioning anything. I was lucid, but I was like in and out. I was like in a fog. I felt drunk. I felt drugged even. That moment of lucidity where it's like you're awake, but then you're like, no. But then you're like awake, and then you're like, whoa, what is this? That is exactly what it felt like. And there were so many people around us. There were so many energies. I can't say these are people. I don't think they're human. I don't know. I'm not sure. I know that I have spirit guides. I have a spirit team that protects me, my ancestors and stuff, but I don't necessarily know that that's who it was around me. All I know is, next thing I know, he and I are doing things. And I was like, wow, it wasn't really that good. No offense to him. No, it's nothing like that. It's that I'm not in love. I'm not in love. Why the hell did I do this? It feels like where most people would say, like in a dream, like it's your higher self. It didn't feel like my higher self though. Or if it was my higher self, it felt like someone else. I felt like someone else. Like, okay, here's the thing. I consciously make decisions in the 3D, like when I wake up to when I go to bed. Okay, I am so conscious. I meditate. I take care of my spiritual health. I do salt baths. I help other clients stay conscious. Girl, I am trying my fucking best, okay? I try my hardest to remain completely alert and aware during the day. And that has been my saving grace at night in sleep, because normally I am very lucid throughout most of the day, or throughout most of the dreams. But it was as if, and this is, it's gonna get disturbing and a little bit morbid, so if you wanna click off, please do, but it was as if there were these beings that were watching us. Yeah, the whole thing from start to finish. This isn't the first time this has happened. There were these beings watching us, and they were pulling us into the dream together. It was as if there was this outside intervention, that it was like I was under a spell, a hypnosis. It almost feels like a hypnosis, like a trance. And I remember I said, I thought I was conscious, but I don't know. And I said, all right, what the hell? Let's just do it. First of all, that is not like me. Okay, I have no friends. I don't have any family around me. I literally teach women how to protect themselves psychically in spiritual warfare. It is not like me to say something like that. Like, what the fuck? Let's just do it. No. I spend hours a week pulling out cords of attachment between me and my twin. I literally do Reiki so much. Like, that's like my full-time job, basically. There is no way I would just readily say something like that. Okay, let's just do it. No. And literally, as it was happening, I was noticing these people staring at us. And again, it's like you're half in, half out. So it's like you're aware that it's happening, but you're also like unconscious. Guys, it felt like I was drugged. There's no other way to describe it. It's like a drunk, drugged feeling. And I know my higher mind was there, like my consciousness shifted, which I'm so grateful for. The consciousness itself is awareness. Consciousness itself is like the recorder. It's like the one watching you watch yourself. Does that make sense? It's there as the recorder. It like records the event kind of thing. So that when I wake up, I can see it all and like replay it and be like, what the hell happened? That's what gained conscious awareness is. That's why when the planet wakes up, we all gain this conscious awareness. But what is your conscious awareness? You're becoming lucid. You're becoming aware of what? That you have been feeding the fucking machine. You've been feeding the matrix. And so what it looked like to me was this man, who's my twin, is very much alive in the 3D as well. We have both been used for some nefarious purposes. There's no other way to describe it. I needed the confirmation. I've been praying for confirmation for a couple days from God. I've been asking God about my connection to my soulmate. And I didn't know that I would be getting an answer about my twin flame instead, but here's the thing. I assumed alien love bite when I heard about it. It's like this false twin flame kind of situation. It's like supposedly there are beings, nefarious forces that put two people together for the alien agenda. Now, it's not, I mean, alien agenda sounds so like Independence Day. Nah, it's nothing, it's not like these ships coming down and whoom, you know what I mean? It's not like that, but it kind of is like that, I guess. It's just, it's not physical. It's not literal. Like, you don't see it in the 3D. Like, you don't see a fucking spaceship up in the clouds, you know? Anyway, I dismissed it. I thought it was kind of, I don't know. I thought it was real, but I thought, no, there's no way that's happening to me. There's no way. But the first time I ever met this guy was literally in the astral plane, years before I met him in the 3D. And it felt so coerced. It felt like there was some, it felt almost like there was a play, like a skit. Like it was a skit. It had been put on. Does that make sense? It had been built up. And there was this entire dream. It was a scenario that was built. It was like this, like a play. And technically speaking, alien love bite, from what I know about it, and I don't know enough to know, but these lower forces use two people who are, well, I mean, technically speaking, they're humans. Both are humans, and one is a little bit more awakened. It's the awakened twin, and the other is not so much awakened. They're just not yet awake. They're still asleep, spiritually speaking. One is more spiritually ascended than the other, but the problem is, in the alien love bite conspiracy, it's put on by these dark forces to convince the ascended twin that they are supposed to stay forever attached and bonded to that person. In order to convince them that they are, well, unworthy of real true love, that they're supposed to stay in an environment of toxicity because they're not allowed to have real love. And so basically it takes away any chance you have of finding your real true twin flame. Now again, I'm still technically convinced my twin is who I've been claiming it is for 3 years. I'm pretty sure. But what cannot be questioned at all, and there's no doubt in my mind, I have never felt love at all from that person. No. Now that I experience true love from someone, the telepathic kind, the kind that's in the 5D, I have dreams with the soulmate as well, and it's like, oh my Lord, it takes the cake, and it really just makes your whole life feel like a fairy tale. And it's like, I'm aware that real love exists now, but there's this unworthiness that keeps coming up because shit like this keeps happening from last night. I woke up feeling this intense remorse, so much guilt, so much shame, even like straight up shame. And I think that that's what I wanted to talk about, was how these people, they were like, it's like there's entities. It's like a group of people, it feels. And they were standing around, and it's almost like they wanted me to believe that I should feel ashamed. It's like, I don't know how to explain it. It's like there was an energy exchange between he and I, and that's just it. It's energy. That's it. There's no love. There's no compassion. There's no intimacy. It's not making love. It's just an energy exchange. And that's literally what it felt like. It literally felt like me just handing over energy, because it was like technically agreed upon, but it did not feel agreed upon. It felt like I was under a spell. But I can't also sit here and say that I didn't say it, because in the dream I said it. Oh, what the hell? Sure. So the point is, I don't know what the point is exactly. I think this is my weirdest video yet, but I I just can't keep shoving this down. I can't keep pretending this isn't happening to me, because I know that it's happening to a lot of people across the world. It's real. It's real. Just because we can't see it with our physical eyes, you know? But it is real. So, whatever. I'm going to say it. I know that a lot of people might judge me and think like I'm a little cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, maybe. Sitting here talking about being abducted by aliens and sexually, what is this? Like, it's a harvest of some sort. I don't fucking know. I don't know what it is. All I know is it's happening. And all I know is it only gets triggered when I accept love in, which is exactly why a lot of people like me are afraid to let love in, because we might not know it consciously, but our soul fucking understands. Our soul gets it, that there is some sort of manipulation happening, and you're about to be exposed to that truth. When the world wakes up, what are you waking up to? You're gaining conscious awareness. But what does that mean? It means you're becoming more and more enlightened, more and more in tune with your higher self. Your higher self that knows all things, because it is one with Source. Therefore, you now have to know all things, which means that when your ass is asleep and you're being taken advantage of, you get to know those things. It's just not pretty. It doesn't look good. It looks like hell on earth. It starts to look like you've actually been siphoned of energy for your entire, well, honestly, pretty much your entire life, if not past lives too. Like, you really don't know. You really don't know. I don't know. I don't know how long this has been happening. I know that this twin flame of mine, we knew each other in multiple past lives. He and I both agree to that. And I've had that confirmed multiple times. So who the fuck knows how long this has been going on? But the point is, it's real. It's so real. And I was afraid to admit this out loud, because I am falling in love with somebody else. And that person, I don't know, I hope one day, we're not in contact in the 3D, we don't speak, but I hope one day would understand. I think they watch me, but I'm not sure. I can't be sure if they watch my social media, but I was afraid to admit this out loud because, well, I mean, for obvious reasons. I don't want to break his heart, you know. But here's the thing. I can't lie. I can't lie. It is happening. And it is happening, it's real. So I'm not going to lie and say that I'm just like a happy-go-lucky person, because right now I'm not. I'm sad. I'm devastated that this is happening to me. It almost feels like admitting it and saying it out loud is the only way I can stop it. And I don't even know if that's true. I don't even know if it'll stop it. I just know that I have no other choice at this point. Eating cinnamon rolls, super fun, love it. Okay, amazing, great times. Not fun for the waistline, not fun for anything else that's going on in my life. Like, I don't want to feel that depressed. I'm ashamed of myself. And there is nothing to be ashamed of. There isn't. There is not anything to be ashamed of. You know, even overeating on junk food, even doing this act with my twin, it's like I feel liberated in a way that I saw it. It explains so much. It explains so much as to why last year, I told you guys, from September of last year to about September of this year, I went through a whole awakening, and people left my life, my clients left my life, everything was leaving my life, and I was like, what is going on? What is going on? It makes sense. Energetically speaking, I was having my life force drained from me because of these nefarious forces that are putting this on. I can't even blame him. It's not his fault. He's just as unaware as I am. That's the thing with alien love bite. It's like, and that's a big if. That's a big if. If that is what this is, then both parties are basically being used as a feeding source for these dark forces. But only until awareness is brought to their until they're awakened. Once they're awakened, they're like, fuck that, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that anymore. Fuck that. Fuck that. Put that in your spaceship and fly it. I mean, I'm not doing that anymore. And then that's exactly what you do. You take back your power by saying this. But first you have to admit that this shit is true, guys. The Matrix is a motherfucking movie that I don't even know how it was allowed to be produced in Hollywood, because the Matrix is fucking real. So I don't know how it got to be produced, but I'm glad it was. Okay, Keanu Reeves even admitted the Matrix is real. So that shit is real. This is real. You're connected energetically to people, places, things, but, you know, especially these entities too, like they feed and they harvest this shit. Like, it is really morbid, but that shit is true. The only way you could take your power back is by taking your power back, by looking it dead in the eye and saying, thank you. Thank you for the experience. Thank you that I get to see, like, wow, my whole life when I thought that I was inferior and I thought that I was unworthy of love and trauma bonding with people. Like, it makes sense. It makes sense. My soul believed that it was worthy of that because I've been doing this every night for who knows how long. I don't know how long we've been doing this. But if your soul thinks that that is what it deserves, then you're going to only ever bring in partners into your life that treat you like that. So good luck finding real unconditional love, the kind that just changes a soul and makes you write poetry and it causes you to believe in love again. Good luck. Good luck, because you're going to need it, because there's absolutely no way on God's green earth you will allow yourself to be loved if you keep being tortured the way that you're being tortured in these dreams, in these higher planes. Which is really in the 4D, because again, the 5D is unconditional love. So the fourth dimension is where, well, I mean, the great battle takes place. Think of it. Good and evil both exist there in the 4D. Once you can be true unconditional love, be the embodiment of unconditional love, your soul elevates, your consciousness elevates to the 5D, and then you don't really have to worry about it anymore. But until you are embodying full unconditional love at all times, 24/7, and then you're lucid also in the 4D, choosing love unconditionally all the time, you don't get to have your soul elevate to the 5D where it's unconditional love. Although we are, as a planet, ascending to the 5D, and we will be there. That's New Earth. But first, a battle. First, the war in the heavens, the great battle, the battle of Armageddon, the end days, whatever the book of Revelations is about, honey, that shit's happening. Okay, it's already happening. It's a spiritual warfare for a reason. It's not, you're not seeing it physically so much. It's spiritual in nature. So I'm grateful. I see it. I'm grateful I see it. It's humiliating, though, to know that you've been, wow. Like I haven't even, I think it's so offensive that I haven't even allowed myself to like be there in that moment to see what they watched. They watched it. They watched all of it. And this is not the first time. I told you guys a couple weeks ago how about I was abused, and that was far worse. This one was more, I don't know, this one didn't hurt as bad. That one was bad. Anyway, the point is, I talk about how they are watching you. They are. There are these forces watching you, guys. I mean, we have ancestors, angels, spirit guides. We have all these beautiful, divine, loving energies, that watch us. But they wouldn't want to watch us do something like that because it goes against what we stand for. They would leave. They would leave. It's like I wouldn't want to watch someone do something that I know they don't really want to do in waking life. I'd leave. I have left. That's why I left my family. I left everybody. If I am love, my spirit guides are love, angels are love, they're not going to want to participate in that. So the only ones left are those creepy enough to watch. They're the only ones that were there, were the ones that are of lower forces, a darker energy. And I'm very sure and certain that they're the ones putting it on. And it's like, it's just too much. Over the last few days, I've also heard the word handler over and over again in my dreams. I keep hearing myself say to other people, our handlers. Meaning, I mean, if you know. I'm not going into the whole MK Ultra thing, but if you know. Handlers. It's real. It's all fucking real. And I think it's just that's why I can't be my happy-go-lucky self right now and doing a reading in a way that I would love to. I'm just gonna, I guess, do whatever spirit needs me to do today. But it's like I can't be fake happy. I'm sad that this is happening to me. I'm sad that this is happening to a lot of people. And I want to put it out there because at this point, I don't give a fuck. I don't care. You get to a point where it's like, bro, I watched at least maybe a dozen different entities watch me do something I normally would not do last night in a dream. At this point, you just get to a point where you're like, fuck it. Do whatever you're going to do. Like, come at me then. Come at me. Fuck it. I don't care anymore. You know, and I also didn't want to talk about how I'm falling in love with someone because I thought that the whole world would come at me and be like, wow, let's try to evil eye that shit. So I didn't want to do it. But I haven't admitted to the world that I'm in love yet. And yet I'm still being targeted. I'm still being attacked, and there's still evil eye on me and him. A divine connection. So at the end of the day, you're damned if you do, damned if you don't. It's like, whatever. I might as well admit this shit. I might as well admit that I'm in love and that I'm head over heels for somebody. And I will forever be head over heels for this person. Forever. I honestly think that something like this is eternal, and it's like an unconditional love, and it's going to continue on forever. I think that this person also was a soulmate of mine in a past life too, so it is what it is. But I was afraid. I was scared to tell the world that I feel this way about someone because I thought someone could hex me or curse me, but at the end of the day, like, I'm waking up to the reality that I've already been hexed. I've already been cursed. I've already had people putting evil eye on me. I've already been a food source for these things, these like parasitic leeches, these like, oh God. Well, I don't even know what they are. I don't know what they are. I don't care. I don't care to know. I just know that they're not welcome. They're not welcome in me. They're not welcome around me. They're not welcome on the planet. They're not welcome in my universe. Like, fuck that. Get fucking wrecked. They're not welcome. And I will continue to say so. And how I vote to say so is to keep falling madly in love with someone else. And as for my twin, I hope he finds healing. I hope that he realizes and recognizes that he is being used and manipulated for this dark agenda. I hope he realizes that one day. The only thing I can do at this point is to walk away and hope that he realizes he is being used as an energy source, as a fuel source. He's a starseed too. They don't go for just, you know what I'm saying? Thieves don't rob empty houses. He's a starseed as well. He knows a lot about a lot. This dude's, I mean, he's waking up. The whole world is waking up. So there are dark forces that don't want people like him to find the healing within. And if he continues down that path of not wanting to wake up, not wanting to fully heal, like, that's on him. That's not on me anymore. And this is finally where I'm liberating myself and saying, like, it is truly done. So if any of you have a twin flame and you've been introduced to a soulmate, which you have multiple soulmates, by the way, a ton. But if you've ever had to choose between a twin flame and a soulmate, I get your pain. Like, I feel it. I feel the pain. And there's no shame in it. There's no shame in it at all. There's no shame because the soulmate that I love, he also has a twin flame. He has somebody else completely. And so we only ever could be friends. And until now, until we start addressing this situation for what it is, he has a twin flame as well. We both mutually understand that we're not twin flames, and that's okay. That's okay. Doesn't mean I'm not on the path to ascension. Doesn't mean I'm not on the path to love, true unconditional love. And it doesn't mean that I'm not going to allow myself to be loved. I'm just not going to be in this lifetime with my twin. And that's okay. I hope my twin finds healing. Like, that man is beautiful. I love him. I absolutely love him. From the core of my being, I love that man. I want him to find healing. And I know that by me walking away, he's going to do just that. Because he's going to realize I'm absolutely serious about this whole, like, you're used for alien agenda. Nefarious forces, man. I think the whole world is about to wake up to that truth very soon. Very soon. If they're not already, I feel like I'm not the only one waking up to this. And honestly, I'd love it if somebody would comment and tell me if you're experiencing something similar. But yeah, I do. I send him love. I send him healing. But now, as I wake up and I see what's happening, I am not going to hate myself. I'm not gonna look at myself like I was last night and hate that girl. I'm gonna recognize in a year from now, 2 years from now, I'm gonna recognize that that was the aha moment for me. Like that was my come to Jesus moment, really. There's been a lot of come to Jesus moments. It's not just one. No. Sadly, there are too many that get your ass to come to Jesus. But I realize now, though, that this is how it has to be. I have to be seeing the darkness in order to be in the light. You can't avoid it forever. You can't avoid what you've done. It's Judgment Day for a reason. The end of days. It's biblical, honey. That shit is biblical. Revelation, right? The book of Revelation. What's being revealed? A revelation is occurring. What is being revealed? That you are a food source. You are God. You are pure light divinity. You are pure energy, pure source. You are a freaking battery pack. In the movie The Matrix, Neo had to pull out all of those cords. Remember when he was in that tub of goo? He had to rip out all those things. It's indicative of you being a food source for these machines, these entities, these parasitic fucking, I don't know. But it's like it's indicative of you pulling it out at the root from your chakra system, which I always talk about. How cord cutting is great, but like cord cutting with pulling it out at the root is so much better. Point is, this stuff is real, guys. Just because you can't see it doesn't mean it's not real. You can't see gravity, and that shit works too. So it's real. All of it is real. And I guess I just want to put myself out there today and tell you guys about this, and even knowing that my soulmate is probably watching me, and I probably just broke his heart. But that's the beauty about unconditional love. It's unconditional. And I know that I am loved far beyond anything I've ever imagined a girl to be. And I know this won't even put a dent in anything that is for me. Anything that's destined for me won't be phased in the slightest. In fact, anything destined for me would probably understand spiritual warfare at a deep level as well, and they will probably be targeted in the exact same way. So, technically speaking, I can't imagine I'm the only one going through this. My soul family is probably going through this entire thing with me. So, I forgive him if he's ever done anything like that. I forgive everybody for everything. I even forgive the twin flame that did this. I forgive the archonic, whatever these low vibrational fucking demons are. I even forgive them. I forgive everybody. And I'm going to keep going up, 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 up because of it. I forgive everyone. I love my soulmate even if he did something like this. I love anyone that's chosen a karmic over real love, over true unconditional love. I love myself. I chose a karmic for a very long time. I can't even promise it won't happen again because honestly, at the end of the day, I don't even know what is going on. There is no way I would ever make a promise to anyone about that. Like, oh, it's not going to happen again. I'll never do it again. There's no way. I'm not promising, and that's not going to come out of my mouth. But what will be coming out of my mouth is I'm falling in love with heaven on earth, like the most beautiful person I've ever met in my entire life. I'm falling in love. I'm head over heels for someone. And that's that. That's truth. So I'm not going to sit here hating on myself, nor would he hate me. There's no way. Unconditional love, only love. There's no hate. There's no hate. And another thing too is like at the end of the day, if someone I loved wanted to choose someone else, like that is their prerogative. I would allow them to do so. Even in a full-on committed relationship going forward, like if I were to ever be in a commitment with someone, and like one day they told me, you know what, it's just not gonna work. I want someone else. My heart and soul belongs to someone else. I would literally be, it would probably hurt, I'm sure. But unconditional love would let them go. Unconditional love, I would let that person go. I would let that person leave. I would wish them both well. I would know that for them to have chosen that person would mean that that person would be much more aligned with them than me then. And that they obviously, if they love themselves, which any partner of mine would have to love themselves, then it means that they would be choosing that person because they love themselves. And because either I'm not doing something right, or that person is just doing more right. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. The point is unconditional love sometimes lets go. So even if, I've ever been chosen second, it was only so I could realize that I have to choose me first. And that I had to realize God chooses me first. God's always been my first choice. I just didn't know it. I didn't know that I've been fighting for love my whole life. I wouldn't be here right now doing this right this moment, telling the whole world about something so intimate. I wouldn't be doing this right now if it weren't for love. I wouldn't be doing this right now if it weren't because I know that I am loved unconditionally no matter what people think of me. I love myself. God loves me. I'm loved eternally no matter what. I've been fighting for love my whole life. I just didn't even know it. And that's exactly what starseeds are doing. You're becoming consciously aware that, wow, I've been loved this entire time. The time you broke up with your abusive boyfriend, the time that you told that random stranger they had beautiful choice in shoes. You've been telling people unconditional love your whole life. You were just persecuted for it because they weren't ready to hear it. So you're becoming consciously aware that you are unconditional love, honey. And if someone can't see that in you and chooses another, let them go. Let them go. Let them have that freedom. They deserve it. They deserve to make their own choice. Don't hold on to the idea of confining someone into a relationship. No. Contorting yourself to be in a connection where someone's already walking out the door. Like, let them go, honey. Let them go. The universe will bring you something so much better. And I think that that's a message for me right now. As much as I thought my twin flame was the one for me in this lifetime, I really did. And I talked about it for years. I've been doing this 3.5 years. I met him 3.5 years ago. Actually, I met him March of 2019. When is that? About 3.5 years? I don't know. I met him around that time. And I could swear it was him. I was like, it's just going to be us. It's just going to be us. It's just going to be us. But now I'm like, I wanted to control the narrative. I wanted to control what a fairy tale looks like. I wanted to control what love in my life looks like. I wanted to believe that commitment and connection looked like A, B, C, and D. That the ultimate love is a twin flame union. And that's what I thought. I mean, I'm not saying it's not. To be in a twin flame connection is, my God, it's amazing. It is literally amazing. It is earth shattering, and it will wake up the collective so much faster. It's beautiful. But I'm tapping out. I can't do it anymore. I can't. I think it's just been a fun ride. You know, it's been a good, whatever. It's been good. I've learned my lessons. Karmically speaking, I don't believe I owe any more karma. Karmically speaking, I know I'm unconditional love. Why would I need to pay karma anymore? Why would I have karmic debt? I don't have karmic debt. I believe that there is one that died for me and already paid my karmic debt. My debt's already paid off. Why would I want to go back? So I will choose unconditional love. And another fear I had as a woman who has never experienced unconditional love by a man before. I didn't know as a woman how to accept a man's love. I didn't know. I've been plus size my whole life, and I talk about aliens, and I talk about unicorns, and I joke about stuff like this, but it's not a joke to me. It's not. It is real. And I thought I'm much too intimidating, or I'm just too, I don't know, I thought that all men would find me as off-putting and a little repulsive or something because of what I talk about or how I look or whatever, And now I realize that even if someone can't accept me for who I truly am, I do. I do. I accept me for who I really am. That's why I'm literally online in front of the whole world talking about how I think I've been abducted by aliens. Because I love myself that much. Because to me, this is my life. This is real. And I value myself. So if a man can't ever love me, for being different, looking different, acting different, speaking different. That's okay. I still love him and will always love him. Just like God always loves me, just like God always loves you, just like God always loves the world. Even if you don't love God, God still loves you. Even if a man doesn't love me, I still love them. And with a heart this pure and this open, this ready for love, why would I want to go back to karma? To be tortured? Why? I don't deserve it. I would sit here telling you that you don't deserve it either. So why don't I say it to myself? As a girl who married for money years ago in 2016, but then I divorced in 2019. I married for money. I married not out of love. I married out of comfort, stability. I was scared of the world. I was being bombarded by like dark energy. I had no idea what was going on. I wasn't even spiritually awakened yet. I had no idea what was going on. So I married my, fiance, my boyfriend turned husband, out of comfort, out of comfortability, really. I refuse to do that ever again. If I'm not madly in love with somebody, I'm not getting married. That's it. Like, that is just it. And the universe knows that. So either I'll be single the rest of my life and die with 30 cats, totally cool, love cats, or I will find that the universe conspires in my favor to bring me somebody that is perfect for me and I'm in love with. It is literally as easy as that. Those are the two choices. So you get to a point where you love yourself so much, you are okay with whatever outcome comes. 30 cats in a hut in the woods somewhere, or madly in love with a man, doesn't matter. It's going to be a happy ever after for me. Period. Because I say so. Because God says so. Because I agree with God when God says so. So anyone who comes into my life treating me like my twin did last night. And then the sad truth is he didn't do anything wrong. I mean, that's not the sad truth. That's a good truth. He literally wasn't even consciously aware. The example is like we feel like bobbleheads in the 4D. In the astral plane, and years ago, about maybe 7 or 8 years ago, I had an astral projection where I actually saw people walking around in the 4D as bobbleheads. They literally were like this, like drunk. And this was years and years and years ago. I didn't even know yet what I was seeing and witnessing. And around all these people, I would go up to try to talk to them, and they would just look like this. And they would walk right past me like a complete zombie. I'm telling you, it was like zombies. But the people weren't zombies, though. The dark energies around them were zombies. They were like these also dark forces that were, you would say zombie. I don't know how else to word it, but handlers. That's what it looked like. Handlers. People that would handle these people like puppets, like a puppeteer. And I saw that in the astral plane. And now I'm literally seeing that, wow, I have been one of them. It's like you are becoming consciously aware that like you are the puppet. And I need to talk about it. It's important to me. I try to be as authentic and open as I can. Even though people don't believe in this stuff, that's fine. There are others who do. And there are others who are being attacked like this, and they need to hear somebody else going through it. It's real for me. I am seeing now that love, true unconditional love really does break the curse. But what is the curse, right? I know that fairy tales are just fairy tales, but they're not. That shit is real. Sleeping Beauty waking up. What is a curse? A curse is the believability that you deserve less than unconditional love. So anything, any trauma, any abuse, any addictions, any shame, any guilt, anything, any limiting beliefs, right? Any witchcraft, spells on you, like whatever it is, doesn't matter. Whatever is keeping you out of alignment with unconditional love, in my opinion, is a curse. True love is breaking the curse for me. But it's not pretty. It doesn't feel good. I mean, it feels good to receive the love. It does not feel good to have to witness the shit that comes afterwards. Like, that is not fun. But at the end of the day, I'm in love, and I'm not about to hide that fact. I'm madly in love. And I can't wait to see what my future holds. It's going to be so much better than my past. My past has been so horrific. All of ours has, right, guys? We've all had this horrible, horrible experience with these darker forces, and most of us have actually seen them because most of us are psychic. So you actually have been awake for a long time seeing this stuff, but you just haven't been able to bring your conscious awareness to what it is to be able to determine what it is, like what's actually happening to you. And there's no way around it. You're going to see it. You're going to see it. The whole world's about to see it. There might be others in your circle who are on level 1 waking up to it, you know? They're seeing what you saw 10 years ago. You are on level 100 or something. So it's like, of course, you're going to feel like it's your responsibility to help wake these people up, but you have no idea that you're already waking them up by being on level 100. For instance, right now, I'm pretty sure that I'm only going to be talking to people on level 100. People at level 1 are already probably not watching my content. So I have to realize that by me meeting other people at level 100, and you the same, you're going to meet people at level 100 and openly expressing that you want that. Stay there. Stay there in that alignment of level 100. Give yourself permission to be loved. You don't have to save everybody at level 1. You have to meet and find and love the people at level 100. And when you love the people at level 100, the people at level 1 naturally, as a byproduct, wake up. They naturally wake up. They have no choice at this point but to wake up. Because it's a consciousness. It's not like you need to go up to them and shake them awake. They just wake up because the natural frequency of the planet is higher because you and other people at level 100 get it. And you're having fun and you're talking about love and you're loving each other, and that's it. The last thing you want to do at this point, and this is really a memo to me, the last thing I want to do is stop this flow of love frequency from coming in through this person that I am just head over heels for. That's the last thing I want to do. Because after having witnessed what I just saw, I don't want to go back. I don't want to go back. I need to be fully aware and conscious and stay woke. And in order to do that, you have to be in love with love. You have to be open as an open channel for love in any form, whether it's someone giving you love or the universe giving it to you or just yourself. Doesn't matter. You need to be in the energy of love. If you are not in the frequency of love, which is the highest vibration, good luck. Good luck in these end times. Good luck. You're going to need it. I prefer love instead of luck. I love love. And I love people of love. I love God's people. If God is love and love is God, then I love God and I love love. And I love people that live for God. Those who don't yet, that's okay. I know that one day they will. And at this point, what I was doing was I was seeing my twin flame's higher self all the time. Like on all these dreams, I would just keep seeing his higher self. We were always having these interactions, right? So when you're around someone energetically and all you see is their higher self all the time, it's really hard for you to conceptualize a reality where they're still in toxicity with someone else using drugs or alcohol or whatever they're doing, you know. It doesn't even matter. But point is, it's hard to conceptualize that they're in that reality when you see their highest, best version all the time. You're giving them the benefit of the doubt every single day. And you're like, wow, I love you. I see you. You're so happy. Let's do this. Let's do that. But then their 3D self is not caught up yet. Why? Because the 3D it's slow moving here. It's slow like molasses. Shit takes time in the 3D. You being very much in the 4D most of the time, consciously speaking, or even in the 5D, most of you. And you don't know how to accept yet that the 3D version of them is not fully aligned there at the 5D level. So it makes it hard to let go. But you deserve to have that. You deserve to know what it's like to know unconditional love. That's the kind that loves them so much that they let them go. I love him so much that I'm letting him go. And one day, maybe in 10 years, maybe in 1, maybe in 6 months, maybe in 4 days, wouldn't that be amazing? Maybe he will recognize that it's unconditional love. Like, the reason I'm letting him go is because I love him. And I've always loved him. And I will always continue to love him. I'm not going to hate him anymore. And there was a phase of my life where I did, and I even talked about this. I hated him for a while. For like a long while. Because yeah, my twin flame, he chose another woman over me. Which was, you know, well, I'm not going to say it was fine. It was heart-wrenching. Basically, the only man I had in my life at that point was me and a bottle of Jack Daniels. So, no, it was heart-wrenching. But I realize now, like, I wanted to control the dynamic so much that I never allowed him free will. I was like, no, be with me, be with me. I hate her, I hate you, be with me, be with me. But that is like, first of all, that is hate. Second of all, that shit, if everybody's God's child. So if I'm sitting there putting that hatred onto him, it is bouncing right back to me, which is a curse. I'm cursing myself. Everything external is a reflection of me. I'm cursing myself by hating him. So by loving him, I'm now blessing myself at 55 into the reading. Wow, into this video. That's pretty crazy. It's such a big change. I'm no longer cursing him. I'm loving him. I will love him forever and ever and ever. He is the best blessing I've ever had up to this point. But I'm soon about to have a blessing that is just gonna blow my mind. Blessing after blessing after blessing after. It's just gonna be amazing. The universe loves me that much that I can have whatever I want, whenever I want it, however I want it, wherever I want it. I can have whatever I want. And the universe wants me to know that. But I have to say goodbye to the past, and so do you. You have to say goodbye. You can't have the new without saying goodbye to the old, you know. We have to make way for the new. We have to make room, and the new is going to be so delicious. It's going to feel so good. It's going to feel amazing, guys. It really is. But first, the battle. Love, unconditional love, poured right into someone, right into your heart space. Like, you hold space for it, you receive it, you accept it, right? It's going to shine a light on some things. Love is going to show you what love is not. It's going to wake you up to all of the disease, the addiction, the codependency, the friction, everything. That's a yes. Everything in your life is going to be exposed to you. Love is about to show you what love is not. And this is where it takes a very high mind, an intellectual person to understand that if love shows you what love is not, please don't go blame love for that. Don't go blame God because God is showing you what the devil is. You see what I'm saying? That's the last thing we want to do, guys. Don't hate the one waking you up. Don't hate anything. Just love. Just love. That's it. And then find other people at level 100 with you, where there's nothing but love. Anyway, thank you guys so much for listening. If you did make it all the way to the end of this video, type cinnamon roll in the comments, because I want to know like who made it all the way, because it's almost an hour, and I really would like to see who resonates with these messages, but maybe no one. And I have to be okay with that. I have to be okay with the fact that there may not be anyone who understands this, but I do. But I do. I do. I get it. I understand. My higher self gets it. My spirit team gets it. Like, I get it. So even if no one comments cinnamon roll, I still love you anyway. And I'm still going to post this. And I'm still going to continue to post videos. So I love you guys. Thank you so much for being here. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.